Hello and welcome to the brewery. Today, well, after trying to sort out a bit of a pump disaster that you'll see in a different video, I'm going to do some kegging. So I've got the American Brown that I made a couple of videos back, ready to go into keg, and I have a new little toy to play with. So I picked up they're called a bouncer inline filter. I think it came from the malt miller, it may have been Brewcon, fairly recently. And I'm just going to give it a go. What I've done, if you can see here, is I've attached it. That's the output connector for the brew bucket, and I've put it in line with the pipe that's going to go into the keg. So these filters just simply screw apart and contain a small, fairly fine mesh cylinder. I believe you can get a even finer version of this that I may have to get hold of later. With my hoppier beers, I've had a bit of an issue of the taps on the kegerator behind me clogging up with the first few pours of beer. So we'll give this one a go and see how it works, and I'll be back later to show you more. One of the obvious problems with this thing is how to sanitize it. So for a first attempt, I'm just going to take it apart and sanitize the bits individually and then force some through the lines, pretty much like I normally do for kegging with my spray of Star San. While thinking about that, I actually came up with a much better way of cleaning this. Simply fill up that little thing in the middle with Star San, just connect it back on, turn it upside down and run it out the hoses in both directions. The whole of the inside gets cleaned quite quickly and easily. That was much more simple than I was expecting. Obviously I'm going to spray the outside of this and the connector before I go any further, but now time to get the brew bucket out of the fridge. So it's American Brown, it's been in here for a couple of weeks. It's fermented down to about 10-18 or so. I'm going to pull it out. It's got some hops in it at the moment. As you can see, there's a little bit of string that's holding the there's actually a keg hopper I've got in there. I'll show you that when I get it out. This is what I usually dry hop in at the moment for anything but very large quantities. Loose is relatively okay in something conical like that brew bucket, but this just keeps everything together. It's actually really meant for dry hopping in the keg, but it works equally well in this fermenter. Well, I didn't get much video of me kegging that because there was a little bit of a leak. I probably should have really tested it with water before going on to beer, but I lost maybe, well, pretty much enough for a gravity sample plus a few bits on the floor, so maybe a couple of 100 mil, so nothing too bad, but there we go. Well, that was interesting trying that out. I don't think it got an awful lot of hop material out of the beer, and a little bit went on the floor, as you may have seen a second ago, but in general seems quite a nice device. I used 12.5 millimeter ID pipe to connect it up, and maybe 10 might have been better. I couldn't find any 10 in the nearby shop, so I may have to go and get some. An 8 wouldn't fit, so go and see what I can find, do a few modifications, and we'll try it again for the next beer. Cheers, thank you, and see you all later.